Hello, sentient beings. Welcome to the Spiritual Alchemist channel with me, your host, Marvin. Well, today we'll continue with our discussion on Is Blood Thicker? And this is the second part dealing with family dynamics. And family dynamics present themselves actually in every family. So depending on how large the family is, there could be, more than one person that's in the role. And as well, if we look at our families and we can decide if they're what we would consider functional or dysfunctional families, um, but the role nevertheless is there. And looking into my own family, I noticed a couple of things. Number one, I noticed that it was very heavily um, dominated with Capricorn. So Capricorn being in the mix there, meaning there were or are in the family a lot of authoritarian people. Also those that, which of course like structure, rules and regulations. And in the extended family, I noticed as well there were a lot of teachers and principals also in those authoritarian roles. So they also sometimes crept into the family. So these were also the people who organized the family reunions, also were very communicative and getting in touch with people. And they also, I would say, were the ones that reminded people of a lot of things. So these were the ones that reminded of birthdays and other events that pertain to the family. Now, in the previous video, I talked about the family name and did a purification as well on the family name. I will also do a purification as well with the family dynamics also. And so take a moment and think about those that are in your family and what roles that they play in the family, and as well your particular role in the family. And with the Capricornian energy that's in the family, like I was saying, very much authoritarian, also structured, giving rules and regulations, as well as to family guidelines and so forth. And it's very centering and grounded. So a lot of like earthy energy as well. So of course, when family outings were put together, a lot of natural events were also planned. So that would be picnics and parks and so forth. So very instrumental in the family. So the authoritarian, those that set the rules for the family. And it can even go back generations that someone has taken on these roles or that was handed down to them via wills and testaments or what have you, to make sure that the family is preserved, and as well that legacies are also continued within the family. The next role I'd like to talk about is the role, what I call the initiator. Now, the initiator, they're also, they like to start things. There are often those that are also very competitive. So these would probably be the ones in that family reunion that will put together games, if games are also in the family reunion, on the family reunion's agenda. And these are the people as well that might, what you want to say, get things started, that starts up conversation. So also they might often be considered a little uneasy. So with the initiator, they also play a very important role. That role, they might just slide into themselves. It might not be a role that might be given. There might be several in the family, again, depending on how large the family is, that take on that initiator role. And with the initiator role, it is there to help us to think a little bit. We might want to think outside of the box and wonder, why is this information coming to me? What do I have to do with it? How will I react? And what type of energy that comes along with it. So the initiators, they're out there as well and playing a very important role. The next role that I would like to talk about is one that I call the observer role. Often the observer, they're very quiet. They might seem to be uninvolved. There are also those that, if they come to the family reunion, that's a big if. If they come to the family reunion, they probably won't have much to say. They will take part in some things, but they're probably very quiet and observing other members of the family. Also, they might be the ones that secretively tell about their feelings. So the observer, a little bit more standoffish role that might be in the family, but nevertheless also a very important role. So they might not say that, or mention or talk about their opinion unless they're asked. So the observers are very important as well. Now, with the role of the initiator, it might be a lot of fire energy in that role as well. So family members that might be have a fire sign like a Leo, that might pretty much be that with the initiator. And with the observer could have a lot of, I would say, wind energy. So the wind element might be very important with the observer. And there might be some water elements there as well, such as Pisces or Scorpio, where they're dealing with the family feelings and, of course, their own feelings as well. And last but not least, I'd like to talk about the role of the purifier. Now, the purifier, that is the person that is reaching out and giving comfort, and is more of a nurturing energy as well. So these could also be, and of course, these roles can be interchangeable. Sometimes, people are dealing with more than one role. So the authoritarian can as well also be an initiator, and as well the authoritarian can also be a purifier. So they can also have more than one role in the family. So for me, for instance, my role in the family is the purifier, the one that people might come to and ask for some sort of advice or guidance in some issues, or again to purify events, and or just lend an ear. So the purifier also has a very, very important role, and their energy is also very important. So people with that purifier energy could be Aquarians, as well as Libra. So with the Libra energy balancing things. So those are just some examples of the family dynamics that could possibly be going on in your family. So take a look. And I would also recommend, if you're going to look further, just on a piece of paper, write down the name of the family member, their date of birth, and as well look at the time and place that they were born, because this would also give you their rising sign. And the rising sign is also important because it also has energy as well. So for example, someone could be a Leo with Aquarius rising. So you have the fire and you have the wind. So this will tell you a lot as well about that personality. And as well, I would like to hear from you in your comments as to your family and how those dynamics are working, if they've changed, and at what type of like a time span. Sometimes you might see The older that a family member becomes, they might then pass on some of these roles to other members of their family. And so with that said, definitely want to invite you now to take part in the purification of the family dynamics. And so just get in a comfortable place and with this purification, we'll invite you to include any family members that you would like to have partake. So this will also be, you can just do this mentally as well, pulling up in your mind's eye the image of the person that you would like to invite, or just say their name as well, and say, I, and state your name, receive the energy of purification for the family, for my family name and my family dynamics. So enough said there, and enjoy. I'll also post the link to the bottom of this video as well to Is Blood Thicker and the family name. So see you. At this time, call on your spirit guides, ancestors, angels, and all those that you would like to invite for support and protection. Invite any family members in your mind's eye for this purification. Call out their names and whisper that you love them and have an understanding of their role in your life. This purification is protected and guided in love and a deep understanding of divine wisdom. May the throat and root chakra be balanced with the light of joy, happiness, and creativity. Now take a deep breath inward and exhale. Let our emotions flow to communicate freely and release all attachments in this illusion. Now take a deep breath inward and exhale. We release all attachments to family roles, thoughts, and actions that prevent us from being the free being we are and will always be. We release all judgment over the things that cause us to remain in the illusion. And we release all guilt that cause us to remain in the illusion. We acknowledge that we carry no blame for any actions of our ancestors and know that they are a part of the experience. We send love and the light of hope for a future focused on compassion and community while remaining in the present. May the actions that I take within the family represent wholeness and warmth. May the thoughts that I voice be received with understanding and truth. At this time, I ask my spirit guides and ancestors to assist with removing all blockages in the throat and root chakras. Now place the palms of your hands on your throat and imagine all blockages leaving your mouth and disappearing in a dust cloud. At this time, thank your spirit guides, ancestors, and those invited to take part in this session. May your journey be filled with bliss and uplifting thought.